Hi, this is Jeff Wortham. I'm with one of my favorite perennials. This plant is Geranium Rozanne, and as you can see, it's a great color. Probably my favorite thing about this plant is that this kind of lavender blue purple tinged flower is very, very prolific over a very long period. This starts blooming in Northern California around April, and until the frost hits it, I've still got flowers on here. So probably sometime in November is when I'll cut this plant back and let it rest for the winter. But between April and November, it's got solid flowers like you see here. As you can see, it's probably 18 inches high by about 4 feet round. And this plant here is probably about 5 years old. I've noticed that year after year it's gotten a little bigger. The clump itself isn't a whole lot bigger. I just think that the root system has gotten larger over time, and because it's next to the lawn here, it gets a lot of food and moisture, and it really likes that situation. This plant combines very well with some other plants. This color is great with pinks. And actually I used it with a penstemon garnet, and that rich combo was very, very striking. So in design, what I would say is that because it has a fairly small center, if you're going to use it in a place like I've used it here in my front yard, then what you want to do is, when it's been cut back, does it leave much of a hole? When I have space in my front yard, I treat it differently than my backyard, where the public's not looking at it, and so I don't like to leave big empty holes during the winter in my front yard, whereas in the backyard that's less of a concern. Sun, this is in full sun. I've got some that are in part shade. It blooms better when you put it in full sun. Moisture, it does like some kind, I would say, regular moisture. I wouldn't consider this a drought tolerant plant by any stretch of the imagination. Deer will eat this plant, so it's not what I call deer resistant, but in most residential spaces, whether it's your backyard or your front, you can find a great place for this one. And this one's probably on my top 20 list of all the plants I like to design with, just because it blooms over such a long period and it's such a beautiful color. So Geranium Rozanne, definitely a plant to try and find a place in your garden for this one.